What in the world is going on here?
I don't know what's going on here, but look at this. Look at this. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, did you see how quickly Usher put those glasses on? Those that hit that certain echelon of fame and riches are either not human, partake in some disturbingly dark rituals, or get it into the eye.
Panda eye theory and celebrities slash politicians, anyone in power getting a black eye are not the same thing. This is Donald Marshall. He allegedly is an Illuminati whistleblower who was sold to the Illuminati by his family at 5 years old. He experienced cloning. He also was a victim himself of all the exploitation, abuse, and rituals. But one thing he talks a lot about is Vril reptilians, Vril lizards. So he specifically says that they're not shape-shifting reptilians. They are parasitic reptilians that go into these people's eyes and take over their consciousness. Of course, when you Google it, Vril refers to a fictional, subterranean, or extraterrestrial race with a reptilian or angelic quality, and it's based on a novel. Marshall says that they call this a droning process, where the reptilian worm goes in their eye, takes over their consciousness, and takes over their host body. The Eye of Horus symbol represents this age-old process. He claims that the parasite goes into their eye, attaches to their retina, and the information goes down their spinal cord and into their brain. He also says that a lot of celebrities and politicians will glitch after this happens. I don't know about you, but I've seen it a lot. Most recently, if we look closely at the Horus symbol, you can see that it looks like there's a parasite going into his eye. Donald Marshall says that these reptilian parasites live underground in designated underground military bases all over the US.
I saw that video off Matrika's channel. What's even more bizarre about the whole Black Eye Club initiation, if you listen to any of these celebrities talk about their black eye, they're very excited when they talk about it. Like, for example, Sharon Stone here.
Hi. I know you're all worried about how I got a black eye, so I thought I'd let you know. I've been in so many hotels in so many countries that I got up in the middle of the night to pee and didn't know where I was and smacked my face on the marble. No, nobody did anything to me. And yes, I'm just fine and I'm having a great time. And I'm being welcomed very beautifully on my trip everywhere that I've gone. And I'm having just the greatest time. And it's getting better. But it really is a good-looking shiner. You should see what I did to that marble floor.
A Florida woman spent 7 months in legal hell after a flock camera misidentified her vehicle. She was thrown in jail. Her car was impounded. She faced life in prison and 7 felony criminal charges. This is the story of Lindsay Isaacs. Lindsay Isaacs is now taking legal action after police identified her as being a possible suspect in a hit-and-run situation where 3 people were killed in Florida. Police used a flock camera which identified her Dodge Durango as the car responsible. The only problem is, the flock camera got it wrong. But that didn't stop police. According to Reason, police still arrested Lindsay. They slapped her with 7 felony charges. They impounded her vehicle. She faced life in prison. Literal legal hell for months. All because, according to Reason, the flock camera got it wrong. We are hearing story after story about the misuse and the improper use of flock cameras, and this is no different. Spread the word. I encourage you to read her full story on Reason. Follow for more.
That video was by Aaron Parnas, and as I've said time and time again, this is happening more and more, and this is downright terrifying. The icing on this dookie ball cake is that the woman that she was identified as looks nothing like her. I know some people can say she can sue, but who wants to go through that for months, that due to a faulty AI system in a camera, you are labeled as somebody that wiped out 3 people in a DUI, never knowing if this quote-unquote mistake will fix itself or you're going to end up in prison for life. No amount of money will take away that stress. But yeah, at the end of the day, I really do hope she sues them for everything they're worth, because this is a living nightmare. And it's also hell for the families too, thinking that they finally caught the person that wiped out your 3 loved ones. You can finally start to heal in some way, and you're told, well, that was just a mistake. I have no words for the dystopian hell that we're living in, and this can happen to any one of us.
Time will heal the pain she suffered.
I feel there's really no way of fixing what they did to me. It will always hurt me. My reputation was ruined. I'm still receiving death threats and hate. It's very hard.
Covering Volusia County, Patrick Perez, WESH 2 News.
But there's an even more shocking twist to this story because the newest suspect that the blonde woman was confused for, well, just listen to this.
At 6, we are learning more about the woman accused of causing a deadly hit-and-run crash.
The woman now charged in the case allegedly knew an innocent woman was arrested originally. Fox 35's Larissa Leone joins us live from Volusia County. And Larissa, the new suspect allegedly knew one of the victims killed in the crash.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I just got off the phone with 50-year-old Joaquin Dino's daughter, and she told me that the family is not ready to speak on camera, but they are shocked. She tells me that they had a relationship with Montalvo. They were family friends, and that they couldn't believe that she may be behind her father's death. She also said that Montalvo reached out to the family and gave her condolences after Dino passed, but then went no contact with the family. Now, this is when it all started. Dino was one of 3 people killed in that chain reaction crash on I-4. The wreck also took the lives of Flagler County Deputy Administrator Jorge Salinas and his wife Nancy. For weeks, the family thought justice was served, but prosecutors just dropped all charges against the initial suspect, Lindsay Isaacs, who spent nearly 2 weeks in jail. Investigators now admit they got the wrong driver. They say the initial witness described a black SUV, but new evidence points to a new woman, Alyssa Montalvo. Troopers say Montalvo was driving a maroon SUV that simply looked black in the dark, and that she repaired her vehicle to hide the damage. FHP says Montalvo was a friend of the Dinos who'd been with them earlier that evening, and Isaac's attorney even claims Montalvo stopped at the scene before leaving. Now, as you can imagine, they're still processing this grief, and they said that when they're ready, they hope to talk to us more about it. And Montalvo is expected back in court as soon as tomorrow. Live in Flagler, Larissa Leone, Fox 35 News.
Quite possibly one of the more bizarre stories I've heard involving Flock. And what makes this story, again, even more terrifying is that you don't even have to look like the person.
Dude, that's so cool.
Mom, that's a meteor?
Yeah, it's burning up in the atmosphere. It's burning up.
You guys got it?
Yeah, we got it.
Oh my god. What is that? That's a meteor.
Shh.
Oh, the moon.
No, it's not, bro. You crazy?
That's
what the is that? It burned up?
Oh, it disintegrated.
Yeah, it disintegrated.
Towards us?
No.
That video was by Sue Varg, and that's moving a little too slow to be any meteor, but take a look at what this next person called, and they're also being told it's just a meteor shower, bro.
What the? Say, Prince. That looked crazy. Is that a plane? What is that? No, seriously, what is that? Is that a shooting star? No. I'm gonna literally be, no way. No freaking way. No, literally there's like glitter around it. I'm not even kidding you. There's like glitter around it. Is it multiple? Are we being attacked? What is that? I'm kind of freaking out. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh Lord God. Oh Lord God.
That video was by Ivy Spam 7905, and again, they're trying to say it was a meteor shower, but from what I saw, it looked like a portal was also opening up. Something very similar was also seen multiple times a year ago, and they try to just say it was SpaceX, that a SpaceX rocket had exploded.
This man was recording a massive plant fire out of Pasadena, Texas, when he captured something unexpectedly. Ray says he captured this in the middle of the blaze, and some viewers believe that this is a drone with some sort of new technology, possibly releasing what appears to be water. But others believe it's a laser. So what are we actually watching? New technology or something else?
That video was by the Paranormal Chick. Left and right, we are seeing junkyards recently going up in flames. Older cars, older car parts just being destroyed by fire. And in almost every one of these news stories of these scrapyards, these plants, or these junkyards going up in flames, police investigators never can find the source of the fires. Well, maybe this man caught it on camera. Yeah, it could be water, but it's very suspicious how right before they want to have us all in these AI cars, we're seeing junkyards, just like I said, blazes left and right. But moving on to this next video by Darren Francis News, when it comes to physical older books being destroyed by AI, one of the culprits has been caught.
Alright, so a recent investigation from 404 Media has revealed that Amazon has also been secretly mass buying books, scanning them for AI training data, and destroying them in the process. Last month, we found out that Anthropic was running the secret book shredding operation, and now we're seeing that Amazon is doing the same exact thing. And based on the investigation, they had been actively trying to hide this and keep it on the down low. They were only found out because the investigator managed to hide an AirTag onto a book they sent to Amazon. And from there, it was revealed the extent of this hidden operation. Based on the tracking data, the books went from California to Wisconsin, then back to Colorado, and then finally ending up at a warehouse in Las Vegas. And also with multiple stops along the way. So they took it across the country and back with multiple different diversions along the way. Almost like they were trying to shake a tail. But the even more suspicious part is where it landed. The warehouse that it ended up in is a print-on-demand warehouse where, Amazon prints the books that they sell on Amazon. So initially it didn't really make sense why it was going there until the investigator did some more digging on the specific facility where it landed. The place is codenamed VGT3, and it's part of a broader campus of Amazon book printing warehouses. And the investigator found out through an Amazon worker forum that in this facility, all they do is scan books all day. Some people cut them, some people scan them, other people just move them around. So essentially the exact operation that was exposed from Anthropic last month. But they were only able to find this information through the Amazon worker forum. There is no information about this warehouse, this facility, anywhere else. There are no details about this operation anywhere besides the worker forum. And of course, the worker forum isn't like a place where Amazon is detailing this operation either. It's just a bunch of Amazon workers talking about their job. So it's just like people saying like how boring their job is or how easy the job is. And, they slip in like, oh yeah, we have to scan books all day. That's really all we do. And other people saying like, yeah, we cut up the books. So really, that's the only information that we had. Nothing from the official source, Amazon. It's very clear that Amazon was trying to keep this operation very hidden. And of course, it's because they know they're guilty and they know they're wrong for doing this. Setting aside how bad and harmful AI is, destroying books is egregious. Some of these books are rare prints with very few copies remaining. In a lot of cases, they're destroying the last remaining copy, originals. And just because they want to save a little money, they opt to destroy the books instead of just putting in a little extra effort and just scanning it without destroying it? Like, is that hard? And we also know, based on the recent Anthropic lawsuit, that these companies don't credit or pay the authors for this data. A lot of the times, they're pirating these books as well. I mean, this is some truly evil stuff. I mean, like cartoon villain level evil. And of course, based on the way they're trying to hide it, they know it is too.
And it's not just Amazon. I'm sure a lot of these big tech companies, big tech giants are in this as well. They destroy the knowledge, destroy the information, have their AIs train off it, and then they are the ones that control and manipulate the knowledge and information. But I personally think the whole training stuff is BS. They're looking for stuff in these older books that they don't want the public to find out and read.
Windowless skyscraper in New York City that may contain one of NSA's most important surveillance facilities. It's called 33 Thomas Street. The 550-foot tower was originally built by AT&T to house telecommunications equipment. No normal offices, almost no windows, and it was reportedly designed to remain operational even after a nuclear attack. But in 2016, the building became much more interesting. Journalists analyzing documents leaked by Edward Snowden identified a mysterious NSA facility codenamed Titan Point, and the clues appeared to lead directly to 33 Thomas Street. According to the documents, Titan Point had access to major international communications and was associated with NSA surveillance systems. Investigators also connected equipment on the building's roof to an NSA satellite interception system codenamed Skid Row. And there's another piece to the puzzle. AT&T had a long-standing relationship with the NSA through a surveillance program known as Fairview, which provided the agency access to communications traveling through AT&T's networks. So that terrifying windowless building in the middle of Manhattan may not have simply been routing telephone calls. It may have been listening to them. And to this day, the NSA has never publicly confirmed that 33 Thomas Street is Titan Point.
That video was by Weirdsville, and even though it's an older building, it kind of gives off data center vibe. But no windows, and the 33, I wouldn't doubt one bit some horrific rituals are taking place inside there as well.
Every day, millions of people have their blood drawn. For many, it's a stressful, uncomfortable, and challenging experience. Also, hospitals and labs worldwide face growing pressure from staff shortages. Vitestro introduces Aletta for autonomous blood collection. Aletta is CE marked and already in European hospitals. A trained supervisor can oversee up to 3 devices. The patient inserts a cartridge with labeled blood collection tubes and confirms their identity on the interface for patient identification. The patient starts the procedure. A green light indicator guides the patient for correct arm placement. Aletta uses a combination of near-infrared and ultrasound to identify a suitable vein and will not attempt a venipuncture unless one is found. This approach allows Aletta to successfully puncture almost every patient, regardless of skin tone, body type, or challenging veins. Using Doppler ultrasound, Aletta also accurately distinguishes between veins and arteries. Once the optimal vein is identified and stabilized, the needle is inserted with sub-millimeter robotic precision. The needle is not visible for the patient, helping them feel calm and confident. The patient cannot see or feel the tubes filling and being changed, making the experience more comfortable. Once complete, Aletta removes the needle and applies a bandage. The blood draw for this patient was fast, precise, and comfortable. Aletta now automatically prepares for the next patient. Aletta brings automation, precision, and comfort together. It's redefining the standard in blood collection.
I saw that video off Barry Stepp's channel, and he made a very good point. With the needle, the syringe being hidden, how do we know they're not sticking something inside us as opposed to taking something out of us? That's going to be one big no for me.
Okay, you guys are not going to believe what this 18-year-old Belgian construction worker discovered underneath a brewery in an old ancient town. We're talking, these are old countries, man, a lot of history. And he discovered basically treasure. But unfortunately, I'm bringing this story to you, which means the story got out, which means, do you think he kept the treasure? Listen to this. So this is the little town in Belgium, outside of Brussels. It's called Dendermonde, okay? So first, they find what he thinks are just $1 coins. Turns out they're gold. Pure gold. And then they find bars and bars of gold totaling over 10 million US dollars worth of bars and coin. But the shocking turn of the story is that they called the authorities. Just like the guy who found the gold in the tank. Remember the guy who found the gold bars in the tank that was from like Iraq, I think? So look, his rationale here is there are so many coins and bars, it would be almost impossible. Besides, that would be theft. Almost impossible to put a few gold bars in your pocket, man. And then the other guy who was there said, agreed, you simply can't keep that hidden. Really? But the crazy part is that it was transferred to a secure government vault. Now, apparently, there's a certain amount of years that they have. Oh, and look at the gold bars, the stamps from refiners. Look at the refiners here. Wow. Apparently, under the law, Belgian property laws, the rightful owner or the legal heirs have up to 5 years to claim the gold. So it's going to sit in a secure government vault for 5 years. And then what? If no one claims it, I guess the government gets it. Look at that beautiful gold, man. What would you guys do if you found this? I already know. But what would you really do? And would this be theft? Like if whoever hid that gold obviously wasn't coming back for it or forgot about it, or maybe they perished and they were the only ones who knew about it. Would it be theft? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. What would you do? I kind of know what I would do, man. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and follow for more.
That video was by Shane Vibes, and this story absolutely infuriates me because all the government's going to do is just keep it for themselves, no matter if somebody came forward with proof or not.
You still don't know the disturbing theory behind the world's most famous statue? Pay attention till the end here, and you're never gonna look at it the same way again. So, do you know who this is a statue of right here? It's called the Lucifer of Liege, made in 1848, formerly titled La Genie du Mal, which translates to the genius of evil, and this is exactly why. Because if you try to search up the origin story of the Statue of Liberty, it gives us, well, the common history we all know of Lady Liberty in NYC. So I head over to Emergent to build us something that can help us explore these hidden theories of the world history doesn't talk about. Build me an interactive 3D map of the world that allows us to explore the alternative theories of famous sites and monuments for entertainment purposes only. My lawyer told me to add that part. And 1, 2, 3, just like that, it created Archivum Terra, a map featuring those uncommon theories of the world that we all love. Okay, let's zoom right into New York City so we can find, there it is, the Statue of Liberty. Let's see where this rabbit hole takes us. Because this is a statue of Lucifer, a fallen angel from heaven, commonly depicted as the devil who rebelled against God and was banished to earth. And this statue in particular, the Lucifer of Liege, has some unmistakable details that feel very intentional. So the crown that Lucifer is holding here is one with 7 points, allegedly symbolizing the 7 deadly sins of man, which just so happens to be the exact number of points found on the crown of this Statue of Liberty. Coincidence? Maybe, but oh, we've barely even grazed the tip here. Because you might notice the Lucifer statue is also chained by the ankle, a symbol of his eternal imprisonment in the earthly realm. Surely the Statue of Liberty, representing, you know, freedom and liberty, has no reason at all to be imprisoned too now, right? Apparently no, because that is exactly what we find at the foot of Lady Liberty. A chain holding her down on the pedestal she stands. Liberty, definition, the condition of being free from confinement, servitude, or forced labor. So it totally makes sense to have a lady representing liberation to be chained by the ankle like some sort of prisoner. Don't question it now. And is this even Lady Liberty? Just have a closer look at her face and tell me if you see it too. I don't know about you, but the features aren't exactly all that feminine. Here it is while it was still under construction, and here's the face of another statue of an actual lady for comparison. Do you see a difference here? Because now this is a famous painting of Lucifer, or Satan, from 1797, and well, here's the viral side-by-side comparison of it with Our Lady Liberty, and the resemblance is uncanny. Never mind a man, she straight up looks like the devil himself, who at the base of the marble Lucifer of Liege seems to have dropped a scepter, a torch, as Lucifer, the name, translates from Latin to the bringer of light. The bringer of light. Do I really need to explain that one? Even more, beside the scepter in the statue, there's an apple, almost seemingly at random, just sitting there with no context. And what is it they call New York City, the host of the Statue of Liberty? The big what now? But hey, you know, we're probably just reading into things too much as per usual, with Lucifer also alternatively translating to morning star, a star being the shape that the Statue of Liberty happens to rest on. All very interesting and mildly disturbing connections and coincidences to a figure that is commonly portrayed as the devil. Or maybe, you know, we're just being silly. Entertainment purposes only, right? That was quite the brain tickler, now wasn't it? And if you want to build maps of the hidden theories behind famous sites and monuments, or just about any other app idea you...
That video was by Phil's Pixels, and what's even more interesting to know is that the statue of Lucifer in New York is not the only one. There are many statues of Lucifer across the world, and they just say it's a replica of the one in New York.
On iPhone, you need to go check your photos, because I've been seeing so many people capture ghosts in their live photos. And that's exactly what happened to this woman right here. She was on a road trip with her child, driving down the road, and she snapped a couple of live photos over her shoulder, because her daughter was just sitting there jibber jabbering to nothing and she thought it was cute. But when you slow the videos down, you see what looks like the shape of another child sitting next to this kid. And the kid is acknowledging it like it's there. But you can clearly see that whatever this is translucent. It's definitely not a solid form. And the mom freaked out when she looked at these photos because she thought her kid was just talking to her imaginary friend. You can even see the head at the top of the headrest. Do you see it? Here's a screenshot of it so you can see it better. Like I said, she said her daughter has an imaginary friend, and I think she captured it on camera. It doesn't seem like your daughter's imaginary friend is so imaginary anymore. What do you guys think about this? Let me know. And what would you do if you captured this on camera?
That video was by Whoa, That's Strange. I know some people say that's just pareidolia, but that definitely looks like something's moving its head back there. We wouldn't be talking to any more quote-unquote imaginary friends anymore.
So I keep seeing a face in this frame, right in the left corner. It looked like it, at first I thought it was pareidolia, but then the last time I saw it, I saw the facial features moving. Like, it looked like the face was kind of moving around or twitching around like fast speed. And there was a huge eating grin on its face, like ear to ear. It was a huge Joker-like smile. It's right in the bottom left corner. Oh, I have absolute goosebumps right now. I'm sweating. That might be one of the creepiest things I've ever seen. The face was like morphing so fast. It was like fast forwarding. And it was like twitching. And there was nothing there. That was just a reflection. There's my reflection. And there was nothing behind me. So it was like in the frame. It's got a very heavy feeling in here.
That video was by Beard Dude, and I couldn't really see anything in his mirror, but I could have swore multiple times throughout that video I heard somebody whispering.
It was like twitching.
That is eerie. It kind of sounded like it said go to the right, unless he had someone else in the room with him, but from what I see in those reflections, he's the only one in the room.
This woman drowned on Facebook Live with thousands of people watching. In August 2022, 24-year-old Helen Wendy started a Facebook live stream while swimming alone at a motel pool in Ontario. Helen had moved from Kenya to Canada to build a better future and help send money back home to pay school fees for 2 children in her family. While on this live stream, she chatted with viewers as she relaxed in the shallow end of the pool. A few minutes into her stream, she began swimming around and moved into the deeper part of the pool. And that's when Helen suddenly began struggling to stay above the water. According to several reports from people who viewed the live stream before it was removed, she called out for help, but there was no one nearby to hear her. So viewers watching online were completely helpless. They didn't know exactly where Helen was, so they didn't know how to get her help, and all they could do was watch. Even more disturbingly, Helen's phone continued to record from the edge of the pool long after she had disappeared beneath the surface. The live stream reportedly continued for hours before another hotel guest eventually discovered her in the water and emergency crews were called. And despite life-saving efforts, Helen was pronounced dead at the scene.
That video was by Oddities on Elm Street, and that is just downright terrifying. And it sounded like this woman could swim, but the problem is when swimming alone, if you have a medical emergency, something going on with your heart, anything like that, nobody's around to help you out of the water.
We've been noticing a number of vans that have been pulling up. Evrod and Michelle, these are with the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office. I want to show you what the scene looks like at this point because we have been noticing that bodies have been removed, so we don't want to show you that, but I at least want to set the scene for you. This is at 95th and Escanaba. This is the area that is roped off with police tape after that discovery of more than 50 bodies in various stages of decomposition were found improperly stored inside of this funeral home. Now, here's the thing. There have been neighbors who've been telling us that they've noticed this foul odor. I want you to hear from one man who described it to us last night.
I do have relatives that live in the neighborhood. Every time I come through here, I smell a foul smell in the air. And I was wondering what that smell was. I would smell like rotten sewer and just a foul smell.
We brought you this story as breaking news last night at 10 p.m., but the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office is confirming for us that their team found more than 50 bodies that were improperly stored inside the South Chicago Chapel Funeral Home here on 95th Street. The bodies are said to be in various stages of decomposition. And the heartbreaking thing is we had a chance to speak with one woman who lost her husband of 23 years. His visitation was supposed to be yesterday, but she says something was off when they arrived at the chapel. Her husband's body wasn't there.
But there was no one. Then they called the people. They weren't answering the phone. They were saying that police got everything surrounded. We couldn't do nothing. So we was sitting there waiting for his body. Never. Their funeral was tomorrow, so it ain't gonna be no funeral tomorrow.
That was supposed to happen today, and this morning there are still few answers as to how all of this happened, how long it's been happening. The medical examiner's office says they're looking at the conditions of the remains, working to identify them, and also try to find their death certificates, because the office wants to quickly be able to notify their families. Now, we're back out here live, here just outside of the funeral home, and what we've been noticing is that we have medical examiner's office personnel that are going in with stretchers into that funeral home, locating the more than 50 bodies that were, again, improperly stored inside of that funeral home. There's still so many questions about the funeral director, about who's been running this place, Evrod, and we're still working to get those details. And of course, as soon as we have any update, we will bring it to you. We've been noticing a number of vans that have been pulling up. Evrod and Michelle, these are with the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office. I want to show you what the scene looks like.
This is another news story we keep hearing time and time again. These funeral homes just leaving bodies to rot, not burying the bodies, collecting the money from the loved ones, and doing absolutely nothing with the bodies, probably waiting until they get a buyer on the black market. These residents for weeks, if not months, were smelling this foul stench coming from this funeral home, and nothing was done until they were finally investigated. And given the fact that it was over 50 bodies, that had to be some smell. This next video is stumping people across the internet wondering what exactly this could be.
What the f*** is that? I am genuinely confused. Where'd it go? There it is. What the heck is that? This is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. What the heck? I'm telling you, I'm not. What in the heck kind of bug is this? Where did it go? Behind the grill? Oh, there it is. Where did it go? Oh, it's gone.
You have people saying it's probably a dandelion to some kind of fairy or fae or some kind of unknown insect, maybe even some kind of weird spider. I wouldn't doubt it was some kind of plasmoid.